So you guys voted and chose 10 of the strongest performing men's fragrances. I put up a post on my community tab having you guys comment, your strongest performing fragrances in your collection. And then you guys would go through and upvote the comments that you agree with, and that's how this list was determined. I looked at the highest voted comments from top down and put them all in order here. So essentially the higher up we go in the list, the more strong these fragrances get. But you're gonna see how crazy good this list is with where we start at number 10. That sets the mood for this whole video. Let's just dive right into it. And that number 10 fragrance is Wanted by Night by Azzaro. At number 10, that just shows you already the amount of heavy hitters that are going to be in this one, so make sure you stay tuned. This one has fruity notes, tobacco, and cinnamon is some of the key ingredients in here. It's a warm, spicy scent. It's been talked to death recently. But you know what? You guys voted this one in. It got quite a few votes. It was commented multiple times, so I'm glad to see this one make it in. I'm surprised it didn't make it higher, but it's still good to see it here. And I agree 100%. It's a very strong scent. It's a great performer, especially at the price point that this one comes in at. It cuts through the air really good given the amount of spiciness and the sweetness that it has. A nice fall and wintertime scent at number 10 to start the video off. We got some ground to cover. At number 9, we have Ultra Male by Jean Paul Gaultier. So this one has pear, vanilla, lavender, that sort of thing going on here. It's another very sweet scent. It's very fruity, very playful, a bit juvenile. So this is not gonna be everyone's jam. It's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. You have to be into sweet fragrances to enjoy this one. And if you're not, stay away from this one because you're not gonna like it. So when you're going through here, make sure to do your best to analyze these before you dive into them, and I'm gonna do my best to analyze them for you, kind of tell you which category, which genre they fit into, so that way you can make a decision for yourself. Very sweet scent, not for everyone, but I find that the people who do like this end up really loving it, and it is a great compliment getter as well. Very strong stuff here at number 9. So at number 8, we have Yves Saint Laurent Y Eau de Parfum. So this one has geranium, tonka bean, apple, sage. It's a great scent. It's actually one of my favorites. I really love to wear this one just because it's a dumb reach. It's super, super easy to pull off. And so with this one, for me, I probably would have placed it higher. So I have done videos like this before, and I've placed this one much higher up because on me, it's just one of the strongest fragrances, especially of the fresher variety that I have. But hey, you guys voted this one in and it ended up at number 8. Still highly deserved to be in this video, and it's a very strong scent for sure. Another one that has great mass appeal. It's got that sweetness. It's kind of playful. It's one that it's just super fun to pull off. At number 7, Stronger With You Intensely. So this one has notes of vanilla and toffee, just kind of stuff like that. Some sweetness going on here. No chestnut in this one. That is in the original, and it did make a comeback in the Parfum version, Stronger With You, absolutely, or so absolute. But here, no chestnut. But you do kind of pick up on what would almost be like a chestnut smell. It smells great, love this stuff. It's another one that has kind of a holiday smell. It's warm, spicy, it's kind of cuddly, it's cozy, it's really, really well suited for the cold weather. And for me, I just associate the overall smell of this one with Christmas and New Year's, that sort of thing. There's no denying that this is a very, very strong scent. Performance, everything from longevity, projection is really, really good here. And another one that also happens to be a great compliment getter. Gotta love it. Number 6, we have Instant Crush by Mancera. So I 100% agree with this one. And this one was actually featured or commented multiple times on that post and was upvoted quite a few times as well, obviously. And yeah, definitely is just like a nuclear strong scent. This is one of those fragrances that are so strong, it's almost kind of ridiculous, and it's kind of crazy. So this one has like saffron, vanilla, a bunch of sweetness in here, some oud, that sort of thing. Kind of has your typical Mancera smell with a little bit of a Baccarat Rouge 540 twist. Now this one is much more sweet than Baccarat Rouge 540. They still are just kind of in different ballparks a little bit because BR 540 is very woody and transparent, and that's kind of the extent of it. Whereas this one has a whole bunch of depth and sweetness going on. There's a bit more substance to this Mancera. I really like this one a lot. It's one of those fragrances that some may consider to be unisex and maybe even feminine leaving. So that's something to keep in mind here with this one. If you're a dude who just wants nothing but the most masculine smelling scent you can get, this is not going to be for you, and there are some in this video that will be for you. But if you're someone who likes to maybe experiment a little bit, or you just don't really care, you know, if it smells a little bit unisex to you, you don't mind, highly consider checking this one out. Everything from the price, given that it's a niche fragrance, to the quality, to the performance, this is a rock star. If you want to grab one for yourself, I will link it down below to Twisted Lily. You can use my code CHAOS10 to get 10% off site-wide. The code is always active. Highly recommend it. One thing you got to be careful with these. This bottle here in particular is painted for the gradient, and I don't know if you can see it, but a little piece is chipped right there. You can see straight through. That probably just happened when I'm clanking bottles around up here on the shelf. Something to be aware of. Breaking into the top 5, we have Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. So it was cool to see this one because I really like this fragrance. And for me, this is another one that is kind of a holiday scent. Obviously, the note breakdown is not going to be much of a surprise. You get the notes that are in the name. You get some dried fruits. It gives off this like almost woody pine tree, Christmas tree smell, with a nice, you know, smooth, high-quality tobacco note, a nice sweet vanilla in here. It's just remarkable stuff. Tobacco Vanille is one of those fragrances that is never going to go away, and for great reason. Now, when you dive into this one, there is the whole rabbit hole of vintage and reformulation, and I just don't know enough about it to be able to attest to any of that. So, you know, do your own research there. I did pick this one up a couple years ago. It is a newer bottle, so compared to people who bought theirs a long time ago, I'm sure there has been some differences. It is a strong scent, though, for me. At number 5, Tobacco Vanille. So at number 4, another niche fragrance, actually from Mancera. This one's Red Tobacco. So it was cool to see this brand pop up a few times here. I think it showed up a lot, mainly given, obviously, that they do have strong scents, but there are strong fragrances from many other niche brands as well. But I think the main reason is the affordability, right? These are not all that expensive, given that they're a niche product. Maybe to people who are just getting into fragrances, they see the price of these, 180 bucks. They're like, ooh, that's expensive. But, I mean, look at Roja's, look at even Killian's. I mean, there's a lot of other brands that are way more expensive. So it's cool that this brand is entry level and still creates high quality, strong scents. And Red Tobacco has to be one of my favorites. I do prefer this one over Instant Crush in terms of smell. I'm just a tobacco fanboy. I love tobacco and fragrances. It's done really well here. Nice red pipe tobacco, given the name. Obviously, it's very well suited. Some oud in here as well. It has that Mancera twist, but it is an absolute monster of a fragrance. Like, this stuff is no joke on multiple levels, from the performance being super strong to the actual scent. It's going to be on the daring side. Probably more so than Instant Crush because there's some of that sweetness, that mass appeal there. This one is pretty hardcore. This is like next level stuff. If you do not care about potentially offending anyone, or maybe just getting some second looks because they're trying to figure out what it is, Red Tobacco is going to be for you. Monstrous fragrance from projection to longevity. Super glad that this one showed up, because when I posted this, I was thinking about Red Tobacco, and I'm glad you guys thought the same. So at number 3, we have Versace Eros. So this particular comment got a lot of upvotes. They didn't really specify. They said, I believe, the EDT, but in parentheses they said any Eros. So I just threw in the Parfum. It's the newest one. In my opinion, it's the best one. And another thing with the whole Eros topic, especially with the EDT, like the subscriber commented, was also reformulation, right? There's going to be people who go out and buy a new bottle of the EDT, and maybe they claim to get super strong performance. Maybe they claim that they only get 4 hours and that's watered down. That's just the reality of this hobby. Things are dramatized on both levels here, on both sides. So for the sake of just making this super easy and to not start a war in the comments of Versace, Eros, EDT, just go with the Parfum, go with the EDP. That's what these are out here for. Quit battling about these old fragrance concentrations that who knows if they've been reformulated or not, when you can just get this new Parfum. You know for a fact it's super strong. They haven't tweaked it yet. It just came out. For me, it's probably, it's up there being the strongest Eros. And what I like is that it's more smooth, more refined, more creamy than the EDT and the EDP. It's just overall a better fragrance on every aspect, in my opinion. From the performance to the smell, I find this one to be very attractive. And this is an Eros that I would reach for a lot more than really all of the other ones. So yeah, Eros, for sure, a very strong scent. At number 2, we have a niche fragrance from a legendary niche brand. I love this stuff. Like, this stuff here is so good that it's almost mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing, actually. Holy crap. This is Carlisle by Parfums de Marly. Absolutely stunning scent. You know, for me, it's like these Parfums de Marly's get better each time I come back to them. The same thing has been going with Layton. I've been going here to this one, and I can just smell this and absolutely love it. It's a little bit spicy, it's woody, it's creamy, it's a bit oriental. There's something that's mysterious, but also kind of magical about this one. And it's also an absolute beast mode scent. You do not even have to think about performance here. You spray this one on when you wake up in the morning, and it's going to be sticking with you all day. You don't even have to worry about it. And that's really quite refreshing for me, you know, having a fragrance like that, especially in the winter time when the cold does battle up against your fragrances. You know, for me, it's nice peace of mind that I can choose this one when I start my day, apply it and be like, okay, I'm set. I'm good. I don't have to reapply. I don't have to worry about carrying a bottle or a decant with me. It's just going to rock with me all day, and that's what it does. Now, one thing I will say for me is I will go a little bit olfactory fatigue with it. You know, kind of towards the end of the day, I'll be like, oh, I don't smell it as much. People around me will still very much smell it. I've gotten compliments and comments way, way late in the day when I can hardly smell it anymore. So your nose will start to tune this out because it is so brutally strong. Parfums de Marly Carlisle, it's an investment. It's not cheap. But in my opinion, if you're into this sort of thing, it is 1000% worth it. You can get so much use out of this stuff. It's a great compliment getter, super strong. I'm so glad you guys voted this one into the top 2 here. So at number 1, this fragrance had by far the most votes out of everything here. And it was commented a few times as well, but just the amount of votes on this one, it did shock me. I did figure it was going to make it somewhere in here, but at number 1, hey, that's pretty impressive, I gotta say. It's Sauvage Elixir. Licorice, sandalwood, some other strange notes like a lavender in here. Not that that's strange, but it's a weird note breakdown in the fact that it's not Sauvage-like for the most part. Now, I've said this before, but this is a Sauvage for people who don't like Sauvage. That's as simple as it gets. The EDT is too playful, too sharp, too strong, too peppery, too just ambroxan heavy for you. Okay, cool. Forget about that one and pick up Elixir because it's the polar opposite. This is going to be mature, it's refined, it's smooth, it's a bit sweet. It has like a businessman, CEO, authority figure type of smell where the EDT really doesn't. It's more of a college frat boy type of smell in the best way possible. I love Sauvage EDT. Not hating on that fragrance at all. I've got several bottles of just the EDT. I'm a big fan. But I understand that not everyone is, and that's where Elixir comes in. Not to mention, the performance of this one is off the charts. It's obviously a Parfum here, and it's just crazy. It's so strong that it can get annoying. You know, you're like, holy crap, this thing is still kicking. It'll stay on your clothing for a long time. It's no joke. It is expensive. It is a small bottle, but you don't need a lot of it. That is a plus. So guys, there you have it. That is 10 of the strongest performing men's fragrances, designer and niche, chosen by you guys. Really well done. Love doing these videos. I know you guys like them as well. It gives a chance for you guys to kind of share your input, share what's been working for you out in the real world as you've been testing these out. So it's cool to see a nice little variety in here from designer to niche to, you know, kind of luxury high-end designer like Tom Ford Private Blend. Let me know down below if there were some fragrances that are super strong for you that didn't get featured in this list. There were over, I think, 260 comments, which is awesome. So thank you guys. But obviously, they're not all going to get featured, and I only feature the ones that were upvoted and at the top of the list. So let me know down below what are some key fragrances that we missed in this one. Also, let me know what you want to do next. What do you guys want to lead for the next viewer-led list video? It doesn't have to be top 10. It can be top 5, 7, 12, 15, whatever. Let me know. What are some topics? We've done quite a few. We've done like signature scents, fragrances that you should wear on a date instead of some other ones, so date fragrances essentially. We've done top 10 fall fragrances, so I guess next up we'll probably do a top 10 winter fragrances chosen by you. That's kind of a given. If you have any more topics you would like to participate in, drop them down below and we can throw that up on the community tab and keep this rolling. And I will provide links to all of these down below if you want to check any of these out. That's by far going to be the easiest, quickest way to pick these up. It's going to take you to wherever the price is lowest. Again, for Twisted Lily, Chaos 10, 10% off. Crazy good deal. Works on everything. For a lot of niche fragrances that you can't get discounted at all normally, you can get them through there with that 10% off code. Some of these links will take you to retailers like Macy's, and you can currently use the code FRIEND for 15% off. That may be a way when this video goes up. I don't know for sure. But if it's there, take advantage of that. 15% off retail is something that doesn't happen all the time, and they have like over 700 fragrances with that deal currently. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.